The Star Rail 1.3 banners are almost here, and Fu Xuan is looking to be an excellent sustain character, one who can certainly help a lot of players with survivability. How's it going, everyone? This is Kay, and I'll break down the pros and cons of pulling for Fu Xuan. First, breaking down her skills, she doesn't provide a shield like other preservation characters. Instead, her skill, which is her main kit, will provide a matrix buff for the team. It lasts for 3 turns, and while this is active, she will absorb a certain percentage of damage done to your allies. Good news is that the skill will also boost the team's max HP, scaling with her own max health. On top of this, the skill will also buff crit rates, making her a decent offensive support as well. When you unlock one of her traces, the team can resist CC debuffs once per skill activation. Now, since she's absorbing some damage, her personal health becomes an issue. Thanks to her talent, however, if her HP falls to 50% or lower, she will auto-heal majority of her health back. This healing does not work if she dies, so getting one shot it will suck, and it requires 1 trigger count. You get 1 trigger count every battle as a default, and in order to replenish it, you have to use her ult. Max she can have is 2 trigger counts, but going back to her talent, as long as she's alive, the team will also take less damage, again helping with survivability. Fu Xuan's ult is an AoE attack, but its main purpose is to obtain a trigger count for her self-heal, but once you unlock her A4, upon using her ult, she'll also heal all other allies. This is really good since your team is still getting hit and losing HP, although at a slower pace. This A4 makes sure your team maintains decent health. It's not insane amounts of healing, but it'll certainly sustain the team. So what are some upsides to pulling for her? Well, as mentioned, if you need a solo sustain character, Fu Xuan will not disappoint. Examples of some other solo sustains are Luocha, Bailu, Japart, basically a single character that can keep the whole team alive in hard battles, typically in MOC. This will allow you to properly invest in an offensive team, usually a DPS, 2 buffers, or a debuffer. Arguments can be made that a heavily invested and built out March 7th can sustain a bit, but you generally want 2 solo sustains in the game. Add on the fact that sustain characters can make auto farming a lot safer without you needing to worry about dying. Fu Xuan is a combination of different roles. She reduces damage, buffs crit rates, and heals, so if you need a reliable survival support, she's a character you don't want to miss. Another reason you may want her is to build a mono quantum team. This is more so if you have Silver Wolf, as she can inflict quantum weaknesses to enemies. If you have Zilla as well, then there's your main DPS to slaughter enemies. You can also throw in QQ on the team, but if you have an enemy with an existing weakness for a different element, let's say wind or lightning, then having a support like Grania or Tingyun will not affect Silver Wolf's skill. The Fu Xuan banner is also pretty good. Aside from her, Pella is a highly recommended character as she's a general debuffer that has an AoE defense reduction which can help in all types of battles. On top of that, the new character Lynx has a rate up who's a healer, and at this stage of the game, healers are vital, especially for free-to-play. Aside from Natasha, Lynx is the only other 4-star abundance character for now. Lastly, Fu Xuan is pretty future-proof, as with a lot of strong supports. This is because she has team flexibility and can basically fit into any situation. You'll always benefit from her damage reduction and absorption, as well as her crit rate buff and team CC debuff resistance. Support relics are an option, so she's a great character and can help for a long time. Now, reasons why you don't need Fu Xuan is that if you already have reliable sustain characters, you don't necessarily need her. I mentioned that she's future-proof and everything, but if you're doing just fine, then saving your J's for other characters, possibly a strong Harmony support in the future, can be more beneficial. Or if you're lacking in power, pulling for top-ranking DPS characters like Dan Heng in Bailu Lune is an option, or you may want to save for Jinglu and Topaz. Additionally, she's a non-shielder preservation character. Your characters will still take damage and will need healing, which Fu Xuan can do a bit, but there's a sense of security that comes from a powerful shield. No better feeling than seeing your whole team tank an enemy's ult with no damage whatsoever. Fu Xuan sustains the team in her own way, so I'm not saying one is better than the other, but if you're looking for a shielder, obviously Fu Xuan isn't that character. Lastly, Fu Xuan scales with her max HP as opposed to other preservation characters that scales with defense. And there are a lot of light cone effects that further increases defense stats, but not for HP, aside from her special 5-star LC, but not everyone can obtain that. In the end, I highly recommend pulling for Fu Xuan. She's a character that helps with survivability and does a damn good job in it. She isn't SP hungry, very simple to use, and will benefit all players, both free-to-play and whales. Honestly, the 1.3 banners, it's a tough decision. On one hand, you have one of the best DPSs in the game, Dan Heng in Bailu Lune, and then on the other hand, you have one of the best sustained characters, survival support in the game, Fu Xuan. So it's a tough choice, ultimate defense or ultimate offensive. I'm always an offensive guy and I really like Dan Heng and Byronzer, but I'm going to get them both. Regardless, I wish you the best of luck. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for future Star Rail videos. Best of luck, till next time.